What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stimulus update. Today, I really want to talk about the stimulus check versus the $300 per week unemployment benefit. Both of those are on the table. Okay, we have two different packages. We have one that's a $916 billion package, and we have another one that's a $908 billion stimulus package, or as they're calling it, a COVID relief package, because there's essentially no stimulus checks in it. The main difference between the two packages, one has stimulus checks for $600 per filer, $600 for their spouse, and $600 for their dependents. I believe up to 3. So that would be 5 stimulus checks, $600 a piece. That would come out to $3,000. Okay, $3,000 is a decent amount of money, right? Well, here's the issue. On the other one, the other stimulus package for $908 billion, that one does not include stimulus checks, but it includes $300 per week for 4 months for unemployment benefits. Now, this one, when you add it all up, this would be $4,800. So if you compare apples to apples, I would rather have $4,800 than $3,000. Me personally, I would love to have an additional $1,800 just to have unemployment as opposed to a stimulus check. Here's the problem. More people will get a stimulus check than unemployment benefits. Right now, according to multiple reports, they are saying that our unemployment rate actually isn't 6.7% like they said in November. Our unemployment rate right now, the estimate is saying that it's closer to 13% because a lot of people have stopped looking for work. Some people have just completely left the workforce. Some people are going to lose their benefits entirely as of December 26th if we don't see a new stimulus package. But right now, according to Yahoo Money, they are saying that we need more. That Congress is bickering over $900 billion. When in reality, that's not $900 billion in new money. That's about $350 billion in new money. The other $550 billion is coming from the CARES Act. So it's not new appropriations, and this is going to be a big issue. Let me show you this picture right here. I want to show you this because this is from Yahoo Money. This is what it's saying, the 2020 recession like no other. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, here's where we were. Where the economy was doing great, we were killing it, we were crushing it, everybody was happy, everyone had jobs. Then we all of a sudden dropped, clear down here, and now we're back here. Well, what economists are saying is that this drop and then recovery, this was all due to stimulus. This was all due to the CARES Act. This was the CARES Act right here. So what they're saying is we are stuck here. We're stuck right here. Okay, it's about a negative 6.45% drop from where we were. Okay, so that's what it's currently saying. Now, this white line, this is the one we need to keep track of right here. And I say this because all these other ones don't really matter. Yes, they're important as far as history goes, but as far as what's happening now, in 2008, excuse me, in 2008, what happened was the Obama administration, they passed a roughly, I believe it was like $800 billion package, 805, somewhere around there. It wasn't a huge package. It was actually less than what Congress is debating on right now. But here's the issue. They passed it somewhere around here, and then we started to see that the economy got better and better and better, and we started improving. That's great. But here's the issue, is it took so long. It took so many months. Okay, so everyone started here at 0, back here at 0 months. There's 78 months. 78 months. That's a lot. That's many years to get through this pandemic. And this is what economists are currently saying is we cannot have this. We cannot have this. If we don't see another stimulus package here to see a spike come up here towards like the negative 3%, and we don't almost crush this in half, if we don't see that spike because of another stimulus package, then we're going to see this long tail, this really long delay coming out here. The problem is it's not going to be good enough if we just see, well, according to multiple economists, The Hill actually did a report on this earlier today, and they are saying that the stimulus checks should take a back seat to jobless aid. This is what economists have been saying for a while. And now even more so because the stimulus checks have been cut in half. So what they're saying is, yes, a $1,200 stimulus check is a good idea. It's very helpful. It's going to be a better blanket approach to millions and millions of Americans and their families. The problem though, when you cut it in half, it's going to do very little. With unemployment benefits, the $300 per week, the best part about that is these are usually affecting lower income families, minorities, women, and because of this affecting those people, what they're saying, or those groups of people, what they're saying is these people are more likely to spend the money that they receive through unemployment benefits. And so this is what Congress is looking at right now. And this is actually what, according to one report, this is what many people from Congress, from this bipartisan group that is proposing this $908 billion package, what some of them are saying is, we see the numbers, we see the facts, we see the statistics. It's a higher possibility and it's a higher likelihood that somebody that receives an unemployment check is actually on their last leg. They need this money to survive and live. So they're more likely to go and spend it on groceries, on something like healthcare, groceries, buying clothing, just paying their regular, normal, essential living needs. That's pretty much what they're doing. When people are getting a stimulus check, especially if they haven't been affected negatively by this pandemic and financially, they're actually doing the exact same or they're making more money. What they're saying is those people are more likely to take the money and pay off debt, take the money and put it into a savings account, take the money and put it into the stock market. And in all honesty, a lot of people that I know didn't need this stimulus check, the first one, the $1,200 stimulus check from the CARES Act. A lot of people I know didn't need it. So what did they do? Well, a lot of them paid off debt. The majority of my friends, they put all that money just into the stock market, which at that time would have been an incredible move. You'd probably double, triple, even quadruple, if not more, your money now. But that's the thing. They put it in the stock market, and a lot of my friends haven't even pulled it out. So the money's still there. It's that $1,200 turned into, let's say, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, but they haven't pulled that money out and spent it inside the economy. So right now, the money's just sitting there doing absolutely nothing, which means what? It means the government spent all this money, and a lot of it's just tied up. It didn't help at all. So that's one of the big issues that they're having right now, is they're saying right now it's better to spend money on unemployment benefits, even if it's apples to apples and it's the same amount. Even if it's $600 for unemployment benefits total versus $600 for stimulus checks total, when it's $600 and each one's level, instead of, let's say, $600 for an individual versus $4,800, obviously that's a big difference. But even if it's the same, 600 to 600, the people that are on unemployment are more likely to spend those funds. And this is one of the reasons why this is a very touchy subject, because many people that are on Social Security that are not on unemployment, they will not receive any funds from unemployment benefits. And because of that, these people, these groups of people, millions and millions of Americans, will not receive any kind of stimulus unless it's a stimulus check. And that's why so many people, Bernie Sanders, Josh Hawley, other senators and other representatives as well, are really pushing to get a stimulus check included, because there are many people that are missing out. But many Republicans, specifically Senate Republicans, are saying, why would we give all these people more money, an additional stimulus check, when a lot of them have not used the last stimulus check and a lot of them have never lost their job? So that's the big issue right now. And this is one of the reasons why trying to understand the difference between a $300 unemployment check versus a $600 stimulus check is extremely important. I say this because I'm a big fan of stimulus checks. I think it's going to be an incredible blanket approach, and it will go out to millions and millions of Americans. Over 100 million Americans will receive a stimulus check. That's great. That's extremely important. But the issue is we cannot just provide stimulus checks. We would have to provide stimulus checks and provide unemployment benefits. But right now, Congress, and specifically Mitch McConnell, is like, nope, that's too much money. When honestly, and again, if I went back to that chart, okay, if I go back to the chart, it's the same thing. If we do not provide more stimulus, and according to Yahoo Finance, we need about $4.5 trillion in stimulus to fully recover, according to many analysis. Okay, so right now, this is extremely important, and I know Congress is not going to step up and provide the funds and provide the stimulus we need for a full recovery. So I wanted to just make this video to talk about why it's so important between the $300 unemployment benefit versus the stimulus check, because a lot of people are still wondering, well, why is unemployment more important? Unemployment's more important than stimulus checks in one way. They're different. They're different vehicles. But unemployment is more important than stimulus checks in the way of unemployment benefits will help out the most needy people. I don't even want to say needy, because needy, that's a bad, I think that's kind of a bad word, right? They're not needy. These people are they're in dire need of this funding because they were low income. They did get impacted the hardest. So I guess they're not needy, they're the hardest hit individuals. Hopefully that makes sense. If I offended anybody, sorry, that's not what I meant to do. But these are the hardest hit individuals, so they do need unemployment benefits. $300 per week is actually low compared to what a lot of these people were making before. But at the same time, stimulus checks are more important as well, because they help out a different set of people. People on Social Security. People that did not or do not receive any unemployment benefits because they have just stopped looking for work for whatever reason. Right? This is extremely important. And right now, I think a lot of people are just hurting because Congress won't step up. They won't do their job. And that's the toughest thing to see, is we know the money's there. Mitch McConnell does not want to provide more money. To me, that's discouraging. It's disgraceful. He was through this pandemic in 2008. He knows what's going to happen, but yet we are on the same road to recovery that we were back in 2008. Back in 2008, I was, I think that was 2007 was the first year I ever bought a house. I was 19 years old at the time, 18 years old at the time, and that was the first time. And I was lucky I didn't lose a lot of money. I actually made money off the deal, but at the same time, I wasn't one of those that lost a job or anything like that. I was lucky. So if you have a job, if you have income, you're considered very lucky right now. So I just want to make this video because I know a lot of people are asking, well, why is unemployment more important? Why are stimulus checks more important? And to give you a complete rundown of both of those. Okay, that was my goal here. And just to end this video, I just want to say, both of those are extremely important because right now, Congress is saying, Republicans and Democrats are saying, we need PPP funding to get these small businesses back open and help them survive through this pandemic. But here's the issue. I've been saying this for months. If you provide PPP funding for the business, okay, you have the business. The problem is, if nobody has money to go to that business, buy their products, pay for their services, that business is going to be fully funded by the government. The only way they would stay open is if the government comes in, provides more income for them. That's the only way. So if people don't have the money, which is why unemployment benefits, stimulus checks are so important at this point, then those businesses that the government keeps on saying they're most important, they need to stay open, they have to do whatever they can to recall their employees back. Well, they're going to bring all their employees back for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever they have to do. Whatever Congress says is a requirement. You cannot lay them off until this date. And then once that date hits, all those people go away. That's what's going to happen. And that is the shocking truth, is we're going to go through this whole thing once again if Congress doesn't step up, provide more stimulus, not just stimulus checks, but unemployment benefits as well, and go higher than $900 billion. I've been saying it all along. I think the sweet spot for a stimulus package to get us up is right about $1.7 trillion. But we know right now that is not on the table and it will not happen. So let's just see what happens as we move forward through this weekend and into this coming week. The deadline will be December 18th. Hopefully we see what happens there. Hopefully it's something good. I am just wishing, praying that the American people see some relief because they really deserve it. So you guys have a wonderful Saturday, wonderful weekend. If anything comes out tomorrow morning, I'll bring you another update as well. But have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.